Well, nice to meeting you guys. Thank you so much for your time. I know how junkets work. It's a lot. So I'm gonna start with you, Ralph. After being a part of, after 40 years of being part of the most successful franchise like Karate Kid, how do you handle this? And also, what Daniel LaRusso version are we gonna see in this movie?
Well, I'll answer, how do I handle it? Listen, it's a big warm embrace from the world, how much, how this story and this character has resonated for 4 decades. How do I handle it? I share it with other great actors, some that
with new characters?
New characters, new story, new location, something fresh and exciting for the next generation that still plays on all the themes that got us here, that's all connected to the sort of Karate Kid universe. Daniel LaRusso is at a place, it's about 3 years after the events of the Cobra Kai series. It was a big success on Netflix. So we kind of landed that show in a way that he was kind of on his way to becoming more of the kind of what Mr. Miyagi was and what we knew him to be. Daniel's a little less knee-jerk in his reactions to things. He would react first, thinks later, which was part of the appeal of him as a teenager. In Cobra Kai, he did that an awful lot and sustained it for 65 episodes. But he lands in a way now that just a little bit more grounded, more balanced, a little wiser, but always, anytime an opportunity comes to spread a piece of the legacy forward and pay it forward, that's what he embraces, and that's where he comes in to help Li Fang and support Mr. Han's, journey.
That's cool. And do you realize after all this time, so many years, did you become, apart from fathers, families, the relationships between them, like your character helped them to make a nice relation from the movie, from the character?
Yeah, I think if I understand the question correctly, that's part of, the beauty of playing a character that was 15, turned 16, and now is, much older and hopefully wiser, is I got to be on the receiving end of the mentorship and now paying forward the knowledge and wisdom of mentorship to a new student, a new friend, someone to pass on that legacy forward. That's a big part of what I embrace about this and why it's the same but very different for me at the same time.
And what about for you, Ben? How's been the youngest on the set, but at the same time you have like a lot of responsibility?
Yeah, it was, I had great mentors on set. I had wonderful co-stars who were there to teach me the ropes. So it was, I felt like I was gonna be okay.
When you see Lee on the movie, it seems like this kid that has like a nice personality. And how do you think you're gonna connect to the people with this personality? How are you gonna connect with the audience?
I hope they like me. I don't know. I think when you do these things, you never try to, I'm gonna try to be likable. You just try to play, the truth of whatever's on the page.
You're putting him in an impossible position.
Why? What's that?
Because he is a very good-natured and charming young man who cannot brag about himself. So instead, will you ask me that question about him?
So how is he going to connect with the people, with the audience?
That's so lovely that you would ask. Because I think people are going to be able to see themselves in Li Fang, in the journey that he goes on.
Nice.
And I think that Ben did an amazing job of allowing you to walk a mile in his shoes, to see, because we've all been through those major growth moments, those difficult moments in our young lives in particular, and he allows himself to be vulnerable, he allows himself to be funny, he's charming, he threw everything that is in his capacity into the fighting. The fight scenes are incredible. He's a good son. He's eventually a good boyfriend, though I don't like that so much. And I think that audiences are going to be reminded of what a good and uncomplicated hero can be.
So
That's very well put.
nice.
I know that. Thank you. I understand. The Canadian in me
Yeah,
really
yeah.
empathizes with that position. I
Seems
hear
like
it.
you
I
have
see
a
you.
new manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just hype man. Just hype man. I'm just a hype man.
And for you being part of this movie, were you a fan before?
Yes,
Before the
yeah.
movie? I mean, because all we grew up with this movie.
Exactly. So my journey of this film is I was there in the beginning, much like you were, and to be able to be a part of this franchise, to be a part of one of the chapters of telling this story at this point in my life now as a father, where the opportunity for me is to be able to take my little girl and pass this on to another generation. It's a there are a lot of joys in my line of work, but this is one of the most joyful things that I can imagine doing. In 3 weeks, I'll be able to take my daughter to a movie theater and pass on the Karate Kid, and I'll be in that movie, something she can actually watch, and I cannot wait for that experience.
That's so cool. And about what you're saying, it feels too like you're building new bridges to another generation. Mm-hmm. What's the purpose of this movie? What's the message in Karate Kid Legends?
Well, Karate Kid Legends, I mean, the unique, what's special about it, besides new location, new story, is the connecting of the karate with the kung fu, the two branches, one tree of it all, that is defining two styles to create a new, more dynamic style, but more so the mentorship and the knowledge and the wisdom from both sides of that, or both branches of that tree, and passing that forward. And then the next level martial arts that the stunt team put together and that Ben delivers, like, it's really beyond impressive, the amount of work that he does in the physical, but also from the performance side, because, what Josh was talking about, it's a winning character. The beauty of the original Karate Kid character is Daniel LaRusso represented the every kid next door who had no business winning anything. So we all leaned in and felt like we could do that. In this case, you have a kid that could physically, and his martial arts technique is spectacular from the get-go. So what becomes that piece that we relate to? And it's him dealing with the loss of his brother, or moving to a different place, or single parenting, a single mom. Those things become relatable, and fish out of water, starting up in a new town. From where everyone, from Beijing, where everyone's a certain way, and into New York, where you're having a melting pot of a million different ethnicities, then now we see the world through his eyes, and that's what takes that forward. So that's what, that's my long answer to a short question, but those are good points as why what makes this special, and what makes this film for the next generation something exciting.
So cool. Ben, as you see, they love you so much, and we want to see your work like right now.
Yeah.
So tell all the people in Mexico why they have to see Karate Kid Legends.
Why they have to see Karate Kid
They
Legends.
had to go to the movies and see it.
Yes, it's a great film for the whole family. It's a part of a fantastic franchise. It brings the history and what was so great about the previous films, and marries it with something that's fresh and new, and the action is off the walls. And
he is awesome in it.
Yeah.
And it deserves a big screen, so
Yes.
go see it in the theater.
That's amazing. Guys, thank you so much.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.